to introduce him to you. Steppe is our oldest horse now. Our very oldest horse, Tata, passed away this last winter. She was 38. And Steppe is in his 30s. We don't know precisely how old, but probably 34, 35-ish. He came to us quite a long time ago. So he was owned from the time he was born by the gentleman who bred him. And by the time he came to us, his owner was 97 years old. And his wife had started having some dementia stuff, and he himself was starting to struggle with caring for the horses he still had. So Steppe came to live with us. Steppe was about 18 at the time. So he's lived here for quite a while. He is a purebred Arabian. Color is called flea-bitten gray or gray. So there's no such thing as a white horse. At least if you're using the correct terminology. So obviously we would refer to him as a white horse, but technically this color is called gray. Gray horses are actually born a color. So they'll be born bay or black or chestnut. And then when their first coat sheds out, they'll start to get some little gray hairs mixed throughout. And then each year they'll get a few more gray hairs as they shed their coat and grow a new coat. So it depends on the horse how long the process takes to go from a solid brown or a solid black horse to a solid white or gray colored horse. But usually by the time they're in their teens, they're pretty solid white. Some horses, and it's pretty common in Arabians, lots of gray horses, but particularly Arabians, often get flea bites. So these are these little kind of chestnut reddish colored dots that come, and he's not quite shed out yet, so it's not going to show as well. Maybe here on his flank shows pretty well. So they are little kind of reddish brown specks everywhere, and they're very different than like a dapple on a dappled gray. And they kind of come in, so first they go from say black to pretty white, and then gradually they start getting these flea bites mixed throughout. So he's called flea-bitten gray. He's pretty elderly, so he's a horse that requires a little extra support dietarily. He's a little dainty, and he doesn't like to get rained on, so he can get a little touchy if you're riding him and it starts raining. He will sometimes do a little buck like, quit getting water on me. And sometimes we have the creek here, and we have to take the horses through it pretty often, especially during the summer, to come in and off of pasture. And sometimes we ride the horses across the creek to get them through, although much less so in recent years. But there have been several instances where we were riding Steppe across the creek to get him to the other side, and he splashed himself in the belly and had a little minor bucking fit because he just doesn't like getting splashed. So yeah, he's got lots of opinions. If ever there's a piece of tack that's misadjusted, he will walk as though he's really in a lot of pain until you stop and figure out what's wrong, which is good because then you figure it out before it causes a gall or something. But he's definitely expressive about making sure that you know what's working for him and what's not. And I didn't actually brush his mane out because I wanted to talk to you about what is going on with his mane. So he has a little tangle here, and it's a very spirally tangle. It's right in the middle of his neck, and these happen really commonly. Many horses can get them, but they're very, very common in Arabians, and they're known as elf knots. So I guess the myth or the legend is that if you come out and you find one of these in your horse's mane in the morning, it means the elves were riding your horse last night. So they knot the mane up so that they can sit on their neck, and I guess this is the right length for an elf stirrup. So we'll get the tangle out of his mane after we do this video, but that's what that's called. He's just he's a good boy.